How you doing, T?
I'm doing good. This is a year of first. It's my first time for basketball, and this is my first time at the VA ever, and first baseball game too.
Popped up in the left field, and it is going to be caught for out number 2. Before we came on here, a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning. Cage Alexander struck out. Now Cox is out. Make that 2 outs for the Waverly Tigers. Now Cox is down. Hawk is up to bat. Again, 2 outs here. 0-0 is the score here in first inning at VA Memorial Stadium. Hunter Hawk batting here for the Waverly Tigers.
Come on, get you hit.
And here is the first pitch, and it is going to be hit by pitch.
Hit him.
Looks like hit his ankle, and looks like Hawk is going to get a walk off of that. Hit by pitch. It's not count a walk, it's hit by pitch. And Obernecht is the pitcher for Hillsboro. Obernecht. The Hillsboro Indians, of course, under second-year coach Ben Miller. They, of course, last year struggled in the Frontier Athletic Conference. Only 1 win in the FAC, might I add, last year, and that was against Greenfield McLean. And now this year looking to bounce back. They're in a tough conference if you know anything about the FAC, Trey, with Chillicothe, Miami Trace, Jackson, and Washington Courthouse in baseball. They got some tough competition.
That's a lot of good schools, and I think, I might be mistaken, Hank, but I think that Miami Trace has got a good baseball team this year, too.
Oh, they do, from what I've heard. Of course, I was told by different people that in the Frontier Athletic Conference, it's going to basically be a 4-way battle to determine who wins the conference this year between Courthouse, Jackson, Chillicothe, and Trace. And teams here like McLean and Hillsboro looking to be on the mend. McLean was here just last night, and they lost to Piketon in baseball action here just last night. Attempt to steal second there by Hawk, and he is going to be kept at first. 1-0 is the count. 1 ball, no strikes as Cross batting for Waverly.
Now, do you know what the score was of the Piketon game last night?
I believe it was 5-3. I'll have to go back and look at that one.
I was told the Piketon won, so that's a good thing for our county.
Red Streaks are now 1-1 on the season. Before that, they lost 11-1 in a 10-point game against Oak Hill at Oak Hill. And, of course, now they are 1-1 on the season. And they'll be back here later in the season in the VA. I believe they play Western here at the VA Stadium. 1-1 is the count right now to Cross. Here comes Oberrecht's pitch down the middle, and looks like Hawk's going to try to steal second, and he is going to be tagged, and he's going to be safe. The attempt there by Pitts to get him out could not make it happen. So Hawk does steal second. He is going to get a stolen base. Count is going to be 2-1 for Cross, with 1 runner on second base. And 2 outs here in the top of the first inning for the Tigers. Pitch coming, and it is going to be inside for strike 2. That one just got the corner, Trey.
Yeah, he did. He called that strike. I thought it was a little bit high, honestly.
A little high, but still just hitting that inside corner for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. And here's the 2-2 pitch coming from Oberrecht to Cross, and here it is. And it is going to be high, full count, 3-2.
This is the first batter we've had to full count, isn't it, Hank?
I believe so. And also I want to talk about this. Take a look at this beautifully renovated turf here at VA Memorial Stadium. Did a lot of work over the offseason of the turf, and that's going to be a swing and a miss for out number 3. So they managed to get 1 hit off of this inning. However, no runs scored for the Waverly Tigers and no Hillsboro errors. So heading into the top of the first inning, it is still Waverly nothing, Hillsboro nothing. We'll be right back in just a moment here on Total Media Sports. Nothing to nothing, 0-0 is the count here. No runs in the top of the first inning for the Waverly Tigers as they are batting up now. Of course, Hillsboro coming up to bat. And going to talk about our sponsors here. We'd like to thank some of them. Of course, without them, these broadcasts would not be possible. Quick Stop, Lube and Tire of Piketon. Also got Bach and Hornback Funeral Home. And got some other ones here we're going to talk about. Kurtoff Automotive, going to get the rest of them here in just a moment. I want to talk about a little bit of the SOC3 right now, Trey. You take a look at that. Some scores over the weekend. Of course, Friday was opening day. How about this? Wheelersburg fell to Buckeye Valley by a score of 8-2. Portsmouth West was part of a series, and I believe this was held at Fairland, and they lost to Portsmouth, as in the Portsmouth Trojans, 7-3.
That's a good win because Portsmouth West always has a pretty good baseball team. If I remember right.
And Fairland beat Portsmouth West 12-1. Valley beat Fairland 5-2. And of course, talking about the split doubleheader at Memphis, South Point beat Waverly 4-2, and Waverly beat Guy Academy 5-3. So the Tigers are 1-1 on the season. And as for the Hillsboro Indians, they are 0-1, coming off of a loss to Western Brown. And Hillsboro would have played Vinton County on the 28th, but of course, we've had some weather issues as of late, so that contest was not played. I believe it does have a rescheduled date, not sure of the exact date, but I do believe that they do intend on still playing that one despite the fact it's a non-conference game. Not fully 100% sure, but also talking about the rest of the side of Valley, mainly the FAC at the moment. McLean beat Fairfield. How about this one? 5-inning mercy rule, 19-3. The McLean Tigers beat the Lions of Fairfield.
Ooh, wow.
Then, of course, Western Brown beat Hillsboro, and then Miami Trace beat Manchester in a close one, 6-4. And then Dublin Jerome over Chillicothe, Jackson over Logan Elm, and looks like we got Zach Brown coming to bat for the Hillsboro Indians. He's the first of the rotation, the leadoff hitter here in the first inning for Hillsboro. Hillsboro, let's see what they can do. Waverly able to get a nice hit, though, from Houck, and a stolen base as well, as he made it to second base. Pitch is coming here in just a moment. Hurt the pitcher, and this one is going to be in for strike one. So no balls, one strike here to Brown.
Who's that pitching for us, Hank?
It looks like Hurt.
It looks like Teagan. Yeah,
it is Teagan Hurt. Okay. And there's a swing and a miss for strike two. Right off the starting gate, 2 strikes.
2 nice pitches.
0-2, the count to Brown. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Teagan Hurt. He gets it down the middle, and they're going to say just a bit high, ball one. That one was a close one, Trey, but they're saying it was just above.
I think it was a little high.
Just above. That was just right outside of the pitcher's box there, but able to produce ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Takes time here. Brown steps outside the box for a moment.
That's kind of bad time taking time out right when he was winding up.
Going to try again nonetheless here with a 1-2 pitch. It is coming, and it is going to be a foul ball. Able to get a little bit of that one. Count stays 1-2. Also, shout out here to the staff at VA Memorial Stadium for their hospitality and also their willingness to help us get on the air here. And there's going to be a fly ball down the right side, right field, and it is going to be caught by center field for out number 1. See if I can figure out who the center fielder is down here for Waverly. Got their numbers. I just need to see who is who. Thankfully, I got the roster right here for the Waverly Tigers. And for center field, all the way out there to catch that one was Sparks. So Sparks managing to produce the first out here of the inning for the Hillsboro Indians. He reels that one in. And coming up to bat now is going to be Corneli. This is a name, Trey, you had a fun time saying before we came on air.
Yeah, well, I could say it fine. I just had a hard time writing it down.
And here comes the first pitch from Hurt to Corneli. It's going to be just outside for ball 1.
Well, they called that a strike.
They called that one a strike?
Yeah, I thought they called it a ball at first too, but it didn't. Called it a strike.
So it is going to be no ball, 1 strike to Corneli. 0-1 the count. Here's a pitch, and it's going to be popped up and fouled. 0-2.
I don't know. I might not have parked my car in a very good spot, Hank.
I don't know if that is a good place to put it. You know, here at VA Memorial Stadium, I've seen fouls hit windshields before.
Yeah,
a few years ago, I came here to the first pitch series one. I believe Jackson was a part of it. 1 second. This one is going to be towards left field and going to be out of play for a foul ball. but I came here to VA Memorial Stadium a few years ago. Jackson and a couple other area teams were part of the first pitch that year. And during that first pitch series, someone's windshield, how about that? And that's happened probably quite a few times over here if you count minor league games, if you count just anything that's happened here. I'm sure this place has seen a fair share of smashed windshield glass. 0-2 the count here. 1 out already in the inning, and this one is going to be towards right field. The play is going to be made at first base to cross it as he get to first base, and they're going to say he is out.
That was a bang-bang play.
And he's able to produce out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Indians. And now coming up is going to be Walker Pitts. Pitts coming up to bat here for the Hillsboro Indians. Pitts in the infield, he plays second base. Pitts up here against Hurt, trying to close out the inning. And here's a pitch. It's going to be low and in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 the count here. 2 outs. 0-0 is the score in the bottom of the first inning here between Waverly and Hillsboro. And here's the 1-0 pitch, and it is going to be inside for strike 1. 1-1. That one right down the middle, Trey, for strike 1.
Thought it was a little outside, but it must have caught the corner.
Hurt here and a swing and a miss.
There we go. Nice curveball.
1 strike away here from retiring the Indians in the first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hurt's pitch is coming, and it's going to be a swing and a miss. But no, he's going to try to steal first, and I think it'll say pass ball, but it was going to be an out nonetheless. Makes it to first base for out number 3. No hits in the inning here for the Indians. No runs as well. So we have made it to the top of the second inning where it is tied here by a score of 0-0. And we're going to keep it right here for a moment. We'd like to again shout out some of our sponsors we got here. Quick Stop, Lube and Tire at Piketon, First National Bank, Bodkin Hornback Funeral Home of Waverly, Kirchhoff Automotive, and Clinkers Lumber and Builder Supplies. Stepping in just yesterday to join the sponsorship bandwagon. And it is not too late if you're interested in sponsoring Side of Valley baseball. Of course, Waverly here is a big part of it, the Tigers, but also, of course, we have the likes of the Piketon Red Streaks and a majority of the Side of Valley Conference. The SVC will be covered in different capacities. Uniota, Zane Trace, we got games scheduled at both of those places at home, and also, of course, other teams being represented as away teams and in other different environments. Of course, Adena, Southeastern, to name a few. So if you're a Chillicothe or Pike County area business, all you have to do is reach out to Total Media if you're interested in sponsoring. There's some different sponsorship options there, so be sure to check that out if you are interested. But looking into the SVC here, Trey, I'm going to pull this up. It's a few things I was wanting to talk about with them. How about this one? A close one on Saturday between Athens and Uniota. Down here, the community scoreboard. 3-2 is the score as Athens beat them by only 1 run on Saturday. Also, how about this one? Zane Trace put the hurting on Wasion, and I believe that one was here. 17-3 in a 5-inning mercy rule. And Southeastern over Vinton County by 2 runs, 4-2. Oak Hill beat Piketon 11-1. Huntington, of course, one of the top teams in the SVC last year, beat Eastern Pike 12-0.
Good win.
And back here is the Waverly Tigers at the bat, going to be just out. Armstrong batting for the Tigers. 1-0's the count. And here's a pitch, and this one is going to be a fly ball in the left field, and it is going to be a base hit, and he might round the second, and no, he decides to stay at first. Just thinking about it.
Good play by the left fielder getting it in.
Armstrong with a base hit, and the Waverly Tiger right out of the get-go on first base. Good start for Waverly here in the second.
Very good start to the inning.
As now Spriggs batting for the Tigers.
I wonder how aggressive he's going to get on the bases. He's got the pitcher's attention, Hank.
Again, Obrecht at the mound for the Indians. Here's the pitch, and this one is going to be outside. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. No balls, 1 ball, no strikes, 1 Tiger on base here, and no outs here in the early goings at the top of the second inning. And a bunt attempt there, and it gets just right to, that is going to be to Obrecht and the first base over to Joel for out number 1.
That was just a sacrifice. That was just to get him over to second base, I think.
And it works, and Armstrong is now on second base.
Very good bunt.
Here's one you'll know well. Gunnar Myers up to the plate for Waverly.
Yeah, old Gunnar. Yep.
Gunnar Myers, of course, his twin brother Sawyer Myers. Both of them play basketball for Waverly, and I believe they play football as well. Coming up here as Obrecht still at the mound for Hillsboro. And here's the first pitch, and a swing and a miss.
A little bit ahead of it there.
Myers gets for a call, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the second inning. The 0-1 pitch coming, and this one is going to be a fly ball to left field. And are they going to make the play?
Nope,
and no. It looks like it's going to be over the fence, too. And there goes Armstrong coming home. And it is going to be a double.
Good hit, Gunnar.
And Waverly on the board. Armstrong gets home. 1-0 is the score.
Very good hit. That fence, wonder how far that fence is, Hank.
That's way back there. Of course, as you see, they're not quite done putting in the new outfield fences. They've been doing renovations.
The boy told me at the front gate up there that they're going to build a fence this year.
They're working on it, and I hear it's going to be done soon. Of course, construction yet to fully begin on that, and there's going to be a pop ball into third base, and it's going to be the play at first over to Joel Rat for out number 2, and they're going to be marked safe at third base. That is going to be Myers making it to third. Myers is on third base.
I was showing some good patience by Gunnar over there.
And rear batting for Waverly. It's going to be no balls, no strikes, 2 outs here. After that play by Joel Wright, of course, he's both outs here in the inning for the Indians on to the Waverly Tigers. There was a swing and a miss for a called strike. Lane Bear, is his name. 0-1 the count, and this one is going to be a curveball, and it's going to be called ball 1. A little high there.
A little high.
1-1 the count to Bear. 2 outs here with Myers on third. The 1-1 pitch coming to Bear, and it is going to be a swing. Strike 2. 1-2 the count.
He's a little bit ahead of it right there, Hank. Looks like.
1-2 pitch coming. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zoberek's pitch to Bear is going to be swung on and missed, and that'll retire the Tigers for the inning. 1 run scored there for the Waverly Tigers in the second inning. Also, quite a few hits as well. You like to see it if you're Coach Noble and the Waverly Tigers. So at the end of the second inning, 1-0 is the score. We'll be back here in just a moment on Total Media Sports with more coverage of Waverly and Hillsboro here from VA Memorial Stadium. Back here at VA Memorial Stadium, 1-0 is the score. The Waverly Tigers able to get a run in the second inning, and now the Hillsboro Indians getting ready to come to bat. And how about that at the plate for Waverly, Trey? A great drive there for Waverly.
I like that. We played a little small ball and was able to get a bunt down and advance the guy to second base. Then Gunnar Myers got up there and hit a long ball, 1 bounce over the fence.
Also like to take a look here at a couple other area games we've got in the 740 area that Total Media Sports is going to be broadcasting. Over in Jackson, the Ironmen taking on the Uniota Shermans. And you talk about a must-see game over there between two tough teams. Jackson taking on Uniota. That is at Jackson at Sparky Howler Field. That one being streamed on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel. Dan Morrow, Pete Wilson over there calling that one. And also, I'll still be here. Trey, you won't be here, but I'll be here for the following game as the Adena Warriors take on the Gaia Academy Blue Devils. Of course, that's thanks in part to Gaia Academy coverage courtesy of Braden CDJR of Gal Police. As we got the Hillsboro Indians coming back here to bat, and here is Lane at the plate for Hillsboro, and this one is going to be high for ball one.
This is the first left-handed batter.
You're right, it is for either side. I don't believe Waverly's brought out a lefty yet.
No. Yeah, they did. Cage Alexander's left-handed. He's the very first batter of the game.
2-0 the count here, just getting outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Hurt at the mound for the Tigers. Hurt's pitch to lane 2-0 is going to be outside. 3 balls, no strikes. One more, and he'll be on first. See what Hurt can do here to bounce back.
Let's hope Hurt battles back in and gets him.
3 balls, no strikes. And here's the 3-0 pitch, and it is going to be outside, and there's going to be a walk. And that is going to be the first Indian on base for Hillsboro in this one.
We'll see how Hurt reacts to somebody being on base. I hope it don't give him too much difficulty, but it seemed to that pitcher from Hillsboro. Seemed like he focused on the runner too much.
Luke Holland batting for Hillsboro. All the way halfway through the rotation already for Hillsboro. As a pitch to Holland, they got a slightly smaller team. It looks like an attempt to steal second, and they tag him out at second base for the first recorded out. Getting that out right there for Waverly was Myers. Excuse me, that was Cox. Cox getting the first out here.
That was a very good throw.
Gets the tag in. Great awareness there to get over to second base and get that tag. And records out number 1 for the Hillsboro Indians. Here comes the pitch. This pitch is going to be just outside, ball 1. It looks like regrouping here at the mound. Myers needs a little bit of talking to here. A little bit of a rough stretch here in the inning for Hurt.
Yep.
They're already at 2-0.
Pitchers go through them,
2 balls, no strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning.
I think he just needs to see one go get a strike here. Then he'll be all right.
2-0 pitch coming to Holland, and this one is going to be strike 1.
Right down the middle. Good pitch.
Good pitch, getting that corner, and it is going to be 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hurt's pitch coming to Holland, the 2-1 pitch, and this one is a 3-1. Hurt's already allowed 1. Able to, of course, recover after the stolen base attempt and tagging him out.
That was a very nice throw by the catcher.
3-1 pitch, and we're going to have a strike.
Yeah.
Looks like he was thinking he was going to get the walk. However, just getting inside for strike 2. Full count, 3-2. With 1 down. Hurts full count pitch coming, and it is going to be right to the shortstop, and it's going to be a play at first. Are they going to be able to get him? And they do, right into the hands of Cross for out number 2.
Good play.
Cross records the second out. 2 Indians down. Of course, 1 has been allowed on base off of a walk. No hits recorded, though, yet for Hillsboro in this one. As Hoxtell is batting for Hillsboro. Hurts pitch coming, and this one is going to be down the middle for strike 1.
Nice pitch.
And if you're the Tigers, Trey, you just want to close out the inning.
Yeah, you want to get out of the inning and get in and get the bats in our hands and get us some more runs.
The 0-1 pitch to Hoxtell, and it is going to be just a little high.
I think he's struggling a little bit with curveball.
Looks like it from this point of view, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, we got a nice view up here from the Chillicothe Paints radio press box. These guys have a great view up here, and there's going to be a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hoxtell tried swinging on it, and now 1 strike away from retiring the Indians.
Good.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Hoxtell. See what Hurt can do here, and he calls time. Steps out of the box here, giving himself an extra second to regroup.
Yep.
And here comes the pitch, and it is going to be popped up down the middle, and see if we can get the play on it, and they do for out number 3. No runs, however, there was a walk allowed there in the inning, and there was a 3rd out right there. See if we can see who got that one, and it looks like from over here, it looks like the out was recorded. So, with that being said, we have 3 outs and getting ready for the top of the 3rd inning here, Trey. The Waverly Tigers able to stop Hillsboro from responding and keeping, for the time being, their 1-0 lead. Now, if you're the Tigers, Trey, what are you doing coming out here?
I look making those strikes. Look to walk, hit it. I mean, we're hitting the ball pretty good right now. So just continue to be aggressive at the plate.
And again, reminder that after this broadcast this evening, we're going to have another one, a doubleheader here at VM Memorial Stadium, part of the First National Bank First Pitch Series. And, of course, that next game will be against Gallia Academy and Adena for those interested in more Side of Valley baseball coverage after this one. But we're here in the 3rd inning. Still quite a few innings left to go here in this one. Also, don't forget, tomorrow, Zane Trace will be here playing Chillicothe. Or Gallia Academy plays Chillicothe. I believe they both play. Zane Trace plays Chillicothe. Gallia Academy comes back here tomorrow night to play Chillicothe. And, of course, we got some other games on the rotation. And Waverly will be back here on Friday when they take on Huntington. And tomorrow, Trey, they play their first conference contest, Waverly does, when Waverly goes to South Webster.
Okay, we go there then. Now, what does, do you know anything about South Webster? Do they have much? Because usually you got a good basketball team, you have a good baseball team.
South Webster is known for decent athletic programs in the sports that they do play. I'm yet to see their baseball program this year. Back to the top of the rotation, Alexander leading off the inning for the Tigers. And here's the first pitch. And you're right, Alexander a lefty, and it is going to be called ball 1. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Cage is a freshman.
Yeah, he's a freshman. I thought he had a really good basketball year this year.
1-0, and it is going to be popped to 3rd, and the play at the plate at first base will be made for out number 1 as it gets right to Joel Arant. And another out recorded here for the Waverly Tigers. And it's going to go right to Cox here. Alexander immediately called out here. He was able to get a hit there for a moment, it looked like. However, they were able to make the play at first. And now Cox coming up to the plate for Waverly. Going up against Oberrecht. Oberrecht's first pitch is up, and this one is going to be popped and fouled. And it rolls into foul territory, 0-1 the count. But as we talked about a moment ago, to finish my thought here on Cage Alexander, the one thing, of course, I think of when I think of Cage is, of course, during the basketball season, his game-winning shot against Jackson.
Yeah, that was a very good shot.
0-2 the count. Another foul ball to Cox. Waverly does have a lot of multi-sport athletes here if you take a look at their roster. Of course, I have this roster and the roster that Coach T-Friend, Tim Frederick, your normal broadcast partner and assistant for Coach Knob down there that he sent me. And, of course, you see a lot of common names between football and basketball who also play baseball here in the spring. The 0-2 pitch coming, and this one is going to be low, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's good to see we're being aggressive at the plate.
Cox's at-bat remains alive. Also, speaking of Total Media broadcasters as assistant coaches for Waverly, the general, Jeff Davis, also coaches with the Waverly Tigers. And this one's going to be fouled into left field. 1 ball, 2 strikes still. Still with that 1-2 count here. The at-bat alive at the moment for Cox. Zoberek's pitch is coming, and it is going to be a swing, and looks like going to try the attempt here at first, and nothing happening there, and it is going to be recorded out number 2. Right to Joel Durant again at first base, and he records yet another out here. I believe almost every out that Waverly has had here in these 3 innings, Joel Durant has been involved in the play in some capacity, normally because those plays being made right to first base.
Yep, he's a good baseball player.
And Hawk coming up here to bat for Waverly. 2 down already for the Tigers. No one on base. Pitch coming, and this one is going to be driven to center field, and it is going to be caught there for out number 3. So, with that being said, no hits, no runs, no Hillsboro errors. Made it to the bottom of the 3rd inning where Waverly still has a 1-0 lead. However, the Hillsboro Indians coming to bat. Would like to thank some of our sponsors again, Clinkers Lumber and Builder Supplies of Waverly, First National Bank, Quick Stop of Piketon, Kirchhoff Automotive, and Botkin Hornback Funeral Home of Waverly. I'd like to shout out Botkin Hornback real quick, talking about the Botkin Hornback Funeral Home over there. Of course, I did not realize this. I did not realize it was Zoe Smith's family who ran that. Of course, if that name doesn't ring a bell to you, I believe she played softball for Waverly, but not only that, I didn't even know that about her. I'll tell you what, where I knew her from was, of course, I have a lot of different side gigs and side hustles, and she, of course, is the assistant girls basketball coach for Jackson. And of course, they're in charge of the Botkin Hornback Funeral Home. So thank you for coming through with your sponsorship. Also, First National Bank of Waverly again. Quick Stop Lube and Tire. Seems like any time we need Quick Stop Lube and Tire to step up to the plate, they do. And it doesn't matter the sport. It doesn't matter the event. These guys are always front and center when we need them. So I'd like to shout them out. Interested in sponsoring, all you have to do is reach out to Total Media for more information. So either way, here, Trey, 1-0 the score. Waverly already up by 1 run.
Yeah, runs are kind of scarce today, boys. We're playing good defense, and Hillsboro is too.
And talk a little bit more here about these improvements that have been done to VA Memorial Stadium. I believe, Trey, this is maybe the first serious renovation of this capacity that has been done to the stadium since it was founded in the 90s. And, I mean, not many changes have been made to this place, other than, of course, a few things throughout the years, but not at this level as we have it right now.
Now, that is AstroTurf down there, correct?
Sure looks like it.
Well, it kind of looks like that grass. Yeah, I guess it does.
And you also see they put the Chillicothe Paints logo on the backstop.
Yeah, I see that. That's nice. It will be even better once they get the fence up. I don't know what kind of fence they're going to build, though. I mean, a wall, that is.
And coming up here, there is going to be a swing and a miss. And that is going to be called for strike 1. See if I can get his name. I don't have a number 14 in my roster for Hillsboro. Going to see if we can't get that one. I may have missed it here on the roster sheet. There, that is number 19. Is that Oberrecht?
Oh,
Let me take a look over here on mine. Yeah, Oberrecht is 19. Either way, so the count right now is going to be 1-1. Hurt at the mound for Waverly. 1-1 pitch coming, and this one is going to be called strike 2. 1-2.
Hurt's done a really good game right now. Hopefully he can continue.
Of course, he had a little bit of a rough patch there heading into the 2nd inning, allowing a couple walks. 1-2 pitch coming. And it is going to be outside and in the dirt, 4-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Looks like he's going to get the hit there, and it's going to be a single. Got to make it to first, and the lineup continues.
Nice little hit right over the second baseman.
Rat stepping up here, and that might have been Obrecht. Of course, they had him as number 19 on the roster sheet. However, that is where he would have been in the batting rotation. So Rat up to bat nonetheless, and we're going to go ahead and say Obrecht is at first base. Discussing some things down here with the umpire. No outs recorded here, and one of the first hits of the entire contest for the Indians, able to get on base.
Yeah, they've hit it hard a couple times, but we was able to make the play. Now that was a line drive over the second baseman. Well, I believe the second baseman's Cage Alexander, correct?
Looks like it, and there is going to be the first pitch, and it is going to be called for ball one. Little high there. One-0 pitch coming, and this one is going to be inside for strike one. I also believe this year, Trey, that they might host tournament games here at VA Memorial Stadium.
Oh, okay.
I heard something about that. I heard they were going to maybe host a couple over here. Of course, another typical site is over at OU in Athens, Bob Brin Stadium.
Now they hosted, I think Waverly played their two regional games there last year, didn't they?
Yes, they played their regional games there, and that's where they lost to Indian Creek.
Yeah.
They played their regional games over there. A couple other area teams, Jackson and Courthouse, were both over there as well. And they were playing. I'd like to say that Athens also had a game over there during that time. But, of course, Bob Brin, a commonplace. And, of course, for the state level, it's normally Canal Park up in Akron, the home of the Rubber Ducks. 2-1 pitch coming, and it is going to be in 2-2.
It's a very nice hard pitch right there.
Hurt brings this to 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch coming, and this one's going to be high and slides back to first. And looks like he'll stay there safely. Thinking about it there, Trey, he elected against it and quickly came back. That one could have been costly for him.
He's been leaving first base a little bit. That's why the catcher, he was aware there and threw it over there to first base. Just didn't really.
And here's the full count pitch, and this one is going to be low, and there's another walk allowed by Hurt. So runners on first and second as Bailey coming to bat for the Indians. And that is the second allowed walk for Tegan Hurt.
I'd like to say let's get a double play right here.
1-0 is the score here in the third inning. No outs recorded. 2 Indians on base. Some breathing room here for Hillsboro to work with. It looks like they're thinking about the bunt and pulls back for strike one.
Looks like we're really ready for it. We got the corners in, and
I think maybe he was thinking about a bases loaded situation there with that bunt. See if he, or at the very least, sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
Again, they got no outs here to work with.
I think they're going to play small ball and try to advance some runners, and hopefully we can.
Thinking about that bunt, and he gets it, but it's going to be caught there. Nice
double play. Good play, Kitch. Good play, Kitch.
Armstrong getting that, what would have been a foul ball. Great catch by him.
Catch.
Making a big play, and a double play at that. 2 outs just like that. It doesn't get any better than that. That was beautifully executed.
Well, I said earlier on that we needed the double play. Now, it wasn't the double play right there that I was expecting, but we'll take it. And there's 2 outs now.
And like that, back to the top of the rotation. Brown once again up to bat. Brown got out in his first at-bat. I believe that one was off of a recorded strikeout by Hurt. With 2 outs here, see if they can retire the Indians, and this one is going to be just outside for ball one. Talking about turning a rough situation into something way more manageable just in one sequence.
Just in one, yeah.
Oh, thinking about it, and comes right back to first.
I think Tegan just needs to focus on the batter instead of worrying about the base runner. We got 2 outs now. Just concentrate on the batter, Teague. Get him.
1-0 the count. Steps out here. calls time.
Their batters do that a lot, haven't they, Hank?
Seems like it, especially for Hillsboro.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Hillsboro's taken quite a few timeouts here already. The 1-0 pitch coming from Hurt, and this one is going to be high for ball.
What'd they call there? Oh, I must call it a balk.
I think they may have called a balk right there. It looks like it. However,
see that, but
looks like
here comes Knob out there. I'm just going to explain to him what happened.
Trying to figure that one out. Times like this are when we wish T-Friend wasn't down there and he was up here.
I know it.
Because he could explain to us a little bit more what happened. I'm thinking, though, Trey, that you might be right on that one.
Do you think he came to a pause a little bit too long, or do you? Well,
it looked like it possibly. I'm not saying that is what it is.
I couldn't really tell there.
It sure looked like it could have been. I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying that's a possibility. And a swing and a miss there for called strike. 1-1 the count. Brown at bat for the Indians. The 1-1 pitch coming, Hurt, and there's going to be pop foul ball. And that one's going to hit the roof. Thankfully, these bleachers and this press box are covered by a roof.
I know it.
You heard it hit the roof.
I kind of wish the parking lot was, too, in a way.
Could have been like that one New York Yankees game. John Sterling's calling it. They get a foul ball, and it hits him right in the face and breaks his glasses in half while he's calling the game. 1-2, and this one's going to be a little pop ball into third base, and it's going to be thrown to first, and it's going to be caught there for the third out. So the Indians not able to get a run in that one. However, a great double play by the Waverly Tigers brings this one to still 1-0 here heading into the fourth inning. And Trey, I do have to say this game is actually going pretty fast. A very fast-paced game so far.
Yes, it is. It's a low-scoring game, and there's not very many hits. And I'll tell you right now, both of these teams are very good fundamental teams. They both are able to field the ball in the infield, and they're just good, solid baseball teams, I think.
And here also we'd like to shout out a couple of our stream operators here with us this evening. Got next to us up here, Julian Villarreal. We also got Jimmy McCormick out there, and Ash Goody. He's all the way out in the center field camera. We got a camera position all the way out towards center field. You can kind of see him, Trey, if you look all the way back in the very, very back, like right down the middle, you can kind of see him there past the fence. The best part about not having a fence yet is you don't have to worry about having a camera really that you have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about getting it in a certain position.
I'd hate to see somebody get a hold of one, though.
I wouldn't want a home run ball to go down there. If anything, Jimmy would have a souvenir.
Yeah, well, that's true, too.
And then, of course, again, Ash Goody out there as well. And then, of course, those guys, they make these broadcasts possible in more ways than one. You talk about some hard-working fellows right here. Jimmy, big part of the Eastern basketball streams in their deep tournament run. They made it to Ohio Dominican University. He was there for that one. These guys have been everywhere and have accounted countless miles, you could say, as Cross up to bat for the Waverly Tigers. And the look on Julian's face, agreement when I talked about that one. Cross at bat for Waverly up here against Oberek. And the pitch is going to be high for ball one. This is Cross's second at bat. Cross normally plays at first base, and this one's going to be a line drive field, and it's going to drop. And Cross is rounding first, head into second,
he's
going to be able to make that. That was way out.
He's looking at three.
I think he can make a triple right here, and they're trying to make the play to third base, and they're not going to get it, and he gets in standing in first. A triple there by Cross.
He got a triple standing up. He didn't even slide. Didn't have to.
Didn't have to.
Nice hit.
Just got right there to the fence, bounce back, just staying in play, and Cross does get a big triple off that one. And Armstrong coming to bat, and all Armstrong has to do at this point is bring Cross home. No else.
I know, Nobby. He gets he gets aggressive. Well, not with nobody out. I was talking about a squeeze here. I love that play.
And here's the pitch. And looks like this one's going to right field and fouled.
Looked pretty good there at first.
Just for a moment it did. However, wind blows it in foul territory. No balls, one strike. And one Tiger on base right off the bat and at third. The second run at third base.
Nobody out.
Nobody out. That's the big one right there. Here in the fourth. Obrecht's pitch, and this one is going to be a little high, ball two. Pitch coming here in a moment. Should I say, and this one is going to be popped up and fouled. And it looks like they're trying to give a heads up to the people at the bleachers over there. Don't see quite where that one went. But Trey, you see out there, I don't know how well you can see it all the way in the outfield, but there's a golf course that's positioned adjacent to us. Yeah. Imagine if a kid hit a home run ball and it landed in one of the golf holes. I mean, how would you count that in the scorebook? A home run hole in one?
I don't know.
Oh, and there's going to be another foul ball. 1-2 the count. I always wondered about that one because we're awfully close to that one hole just in the corner there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Trey, I know you're more of a golfer than I am. In fact, I've never played golf other than mini golf. I'll tell you a story about that one later. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So, hey, you could go over here, call this game, and then go over and have a hole or two of golf, and there's going to be a foul.
Yeah, we played.
Have you played over here before?
Yeah, me and a couple of my friends played that. I think we've played it 4 times now. It's 9 hole. We played it twice each time, so we've played it 4 times. It's a fun little course.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And here it is, and a swing and a miss by Armstrong. It looks like he's going to try it again, and it's going to be an out. So out number 1 there. Armstrong is out. It looks like Knob going over to third base. Or is that Knob down there? Looks like him.
That's Knob on third base, and that's T. Fred over here on.
You can't miss T. Fred on first base. He's kind of standing there in that corner. How would you think they're down that guy as you're around a single?
I know, right?
This looks like Spriggs batting for Waverly.
Oh, let's get us a hit here.
1 out, 1 on third. And here's a pitch, and this one's going to be called ball 1.
High and outside.
1 ball, no strikes. And here's a pitch, and nearly hits him. Out pitch, and looks like he's going to be a tough play at home, and they can't handle it. And it looks like Cross is going to make it home. Second run for the Tigers. 2-0 the score now off the wild pitch. Pass ball situation makes it home.
I think the catcher should have got rid of that ball a little bit quicker than he did. He could have, but I think he's trying to get back to the plate and get him, and the cross is just too fast for him.
Wasn't able to stop him there, and it's 2-0 now with 1 out here in the 4th inning. Waverly adds another one to the board. It's still some breathing room here. Again, only 1 out. Spriggs regroups with Knob outside here.
Might be going to lay down a bunt here. Try to get a hit.
You know, you wouldn't have imagined, by the way, with the weather yesterday, that we'd have such good baseball weather today. Yesterday was just awful, and then a swing and a miss, called strike.
Here on Wednesday's going to be really bad, too. A lot of rain.
You know, in the Frankfort area, there was actually tornado warning, and tornado touchdown not far from here in Fayette County near the Washington Courthouse area. I believe that one touchdown near Jeffersonville. And 3-1 the count. You know, and I remember a time when it seems like we almost never had situations like this. I remember a time where tornado warnings were rare. And it seems like in the last couple of years, we've had more and more of them. 3-1 the count. Be a little high, and looks like he's going to get on first. And a walk there, Spriggs on first base.
Seems like that's about all it does anymore is rain. Come on,
Gunnar Myers here.
Get a hold of another one.
Myers designated hitter, they say.
He might be doing a little hit and run right here. Might be what Nobby's talking to him about.
See what they're thinking here. 2-0 the score here in the fourth inning.
Nothing wrong with being aggressive.
Don't you like this? The organ music playing in the background.
Yeah, got a little stop and play right now. The Hillsboro coach is out talking to the pitcher, trying to settle him down a little bit. They don't have the number of pitches on the scoreboard, do they?
They do not. I do believe, though, down at first base, T. Fred keeps count of that.
Okay.
I would like to say, I think he does. Someone down there keeps track of pitch counts, and they have one of these little ticker things. You've seen them. You click it.
Yeah.
Every time there's a pitch, you click it. I need to get me one of those for up here. That's going to be on the shopping list. And here comes the pitch to Myers, and this one is going to be fouled. 0-1 the count. Talk about a great crowd as well here at VA Memorial Stadium. Of course, not necessarily the size or crowd of these Paints games, but still a great turnout. See that nice little outdoor picnic table space down at the edge there. This is definitely a fun place to watch a baseball game. And that one is going to be in, called strike two. 0-2 the count. Runners on first.
It's a pretty far drive for Hillsboro people, isn't it?
Hillsboro, I would say, is about maybe an hour from here.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Hillsboro, probably about an hour, because keep in mind the way that the county wraps around. So it's not necessarily far from here, and looks like that one is going to be called strike three. Myers is out. And Sparks coming up to bat. Mason Sparks.
I thought he checked his swing there.
Regardless, called out number two. Here's the pitch, and that was way high. Had to move right there because if he'd have stayed right in there, that one would have whacked him square in the face.
Yeah, I was inside.
And sometimes taking a hit by pitch is not necessarily the best approach when it means hitting you square in the face.
No, not.
And a swing and a miss.
Not in the face, it's not.
Oh, no. Talk about crazy things happening out here on the field, Trey. Here in a moment, you got to tell me what you told me yesterday so everyone here can hear it, talking about when you were pitching. And here is the pitch again, and this one is going to be called in for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here as Sparks batting for the Tigers. And runners on first. And Overrecht's pitch, and this is going to be a line drive into center field. It looks like he's going to get to first, and Sparks rounding second. No, he's going to like there. It's going to be runners on the corners.
There we go, getting down.
And it looks like Sparks does slide into second, and a little bit of a risky call there, and he is called for out number 3. Maybe he should have just stayed on first base. However, 1 run for the Waverly Tigers in this one, adding on to their lead. Now 2-0. As we head into the bottom of the 4th inning here at VA Memorial Stadium. Now, Trey, here's the story I was wanting you to tell everybody here, and I think you have an idea where I'm getting at with this one, that look on your face. So, of course, you played baseball at one point in your life. Of course, talking about, I believe you went to what, up to junior high in baseball?
Yeah, I played A-ball was my last year, and my very last game, the reason I gave it up was I had
You'd say this. You got to tell them this.
Well, I had a different leg.
Right.
And I had, it was a silicone, and then I had a bolt on the end of it. My leg fell off like 7 times during that game because of sweat. And then but when I pitched 5 innings out of the 7, and when I left, we was down 2-0, but the 2 runs was provided by a guy who hit a home run off of me. So that's kind of depressing. But
hit a home run off of a guy who 4 or 5 times. You don't see that every day, Trey.
No,
you really don't. And Corneli will be batting for Hillsboro here in a moment. Again, thank you to our sponsors, Quick Stop Lube and Tire, First National Bank, Mike and Hornback Funeral Home, Kirchhoff Automotive, and Klinkers Lumber and Builder Supplies in Waverly. Made it here to the bottom of the 4th inning. Waverly up here 2-0 at VA Memorial Stadium. getting a couple runs in, and talking about some great moves as well in the infield and outfield here defensively for the Tigers. In the last inning, a big double play, getting out of what otherwise was a pretty rough situation. Outs and runners on first and second.
Well, I thought we could turn a double play, but I kind of thought maybe we wanted to be hit to the shortstopman or second baseman or third baseman and turn the double play like that, but the catcher was able to catch a foul ball.
And Corneli at bat here up against Hurt.
Hurt's he's still a pretty good game right now. Really good, actually. He's only give up one hit.
And that was going to be low, ball one. Couple walks as well, but otherwise still a great pitching session for him. If you look at the bigger picture of things, it's one of those things, don't necessarily let the walks deter you here in that one. So 1-0 the count, and this one is going to be out again for ball. 2 balls, no strikes here to Corneli. Corneli plays catcher for Hillsboro, might I add. 2-0, and this one is going to be high. Ball 3. Kind of in a familiar situation here. It wasn't that long ago we were in a 3-0 situation and allowed a walk.
Yeah, he had a little bit of trouble there that last inning.
Don't want to let one in. Looks like he's shaping up for a bunt here, Corneli is. And he pulls back, and it looks like he will walk.
I think he was just trying to psych out the pitcher.
And Corneli able to get on first there off a walk. And Walker Pence batting for Hillsboro. Did you hear that guy down there chanting, Walker Pence to the fence? That has a ring to it.
I know. I didn't hear him say that, though.
2-0 the score here. No outs. And Corneli on base for the Indians. No runs accounted for yet for Hillsboro here in the bottom of the 4th. Now you hear the duck sounds. Attempted steal possibly, but slides back onto first base. I don't know if they brought their own student section or if they just have very supportive parents. And there's going to be a foul ball, 0-1.
I know the Holland boy, he's got his mom, she's from Peebles. Greg Siemens here.
Yeah, you'd probably recognize quite a few people down there. Of course, you're not far from the Hillsboro area.
No.
And here comes the 0-1 pitch and bunt, but looks like Corneli's going to steal second, and he does. So Corneli now on second base.
Catcher lost the ball.
So would that be counted as a pass ball, Trey?
I don't know if it'd be a pass ball or not, but I think it's an error.
That's how we'll mark it for now.
I'd just go ahead and just give him a stolen base.
1-1 the count. Pence at the plate. A little bit of a high pitch there a moment ago by Hurt. 1-1 coming. Also, of course, there was a situation in the last inning. We weren't quite sure if it was a balk or something else, but still leaning towards a balk with Hurt.
I think, and that's what they called it, a balk.
1-1. And this one is going to be just outside ball 2, 2-1. And you hear this place getting louder and louder with every pitch that Hurt makes on Pence. And the Ducks get a little louder. 2-1 now.
I'm trying to figure out what
I'm trying to figure out where. I don't know what the duck sounds for. You see, is that a stuffed duck down there on the sideline? That looks like a stuffed duck.
It is.
They got it down in the Hillsboro dugout. They've got a stuffed duck that they're playing with. As you do. 3 balls, 1 strike. And it's getting louder and louder down there. And there's going to be a swing and a miss and an attempt to steal third, and he'll slide in. Full count.
Come on, Tiggs. Don't lose him here.
Now runners on third. First run here for Hillsboro is at third base. Closest they've been.
Well, I mean, Teague's still a good game. He's only given up one hit here, and it's in the fifth, isn't it?
Fourth, couple walks, and here's a pitch and a foul ball. Count stays full. Of course, the biggest takeaway with Teagan, though, is as we're talking about the walks and a few crazy pitches, but other than that, 3-2. No outs, by the way, for Hillsboro, might I add. And here it is, and
that
looks like he's going to be called strike 3.
Nice pitch.
It occurs just right in there. Great
Nice
pitch by
pitch.
Teagan Hurt.
Yes, very nice.
And Lane coming up to bat for Hillsboro. And the first out here of the inning for the Indians. However, a little bit of progress, even if he didn't get on base, because, well, now they've got a runner on third.
Like I say, let's get out of this inning without giving up a run. That'd be nice.
Cornelia on third base. Lane at bat, and here's the pitch, and it is going to be called strike 1. Just getting inside there for a called strike. Steps out, calls time again.
Baseball on the field.
Yes, sir, and you get a better look down there at the duck that they have. Looks like they squeeze it, and it makes noises. It's one of those stuffed ducks that when you squeeze it, it starts making the quacking sounds. It's not them making the sounds, it's that plush duck.
I thought it was an Oregon duck at first, but I don't think it is.
No, it's not an Oregon duck. It's definitely not an Aflac duck. But it would be nice on my plate right about now. I'm hungry. 1-1 the count with 1 out. And here's the pitch, and it is going to be outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Oop. Stepping out, and there's a ball in the field again.
We're warming somebody up over in the bullpen.
Yeah, looks like it over there in the corner I see. Looks like they might be bringing him out. And it looks like this one is going to be made at first base. They're going to make the play at home.
Oh, he didn't get it.
And they're going to stay safe. So there's the first run there for the Indians. Looks like.
Good try.
And Cornelia is going to score for Hillsboro. But he's managing to get out number 2 at first base. And now Holland coming to bat here. Knob up there talking to the umpire. Close call there at home. Unable to reel it in, though.
He had him in there. He got underneath the catcher a little bit right there.
Luke Holland, the third baseman, batting. Bottom of the 4th inning for those just tuning in. And Hillsboro just got on the board. Their first run, 2-1 the score. And the pitch there to Holland is going to be called 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And looks like a pitcher out in the bullpen. Another swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. We'll see how much longer Teagan's out here, Trey. 0-2 pitch, and looks like this one is going to be grounded, and it's going to be made at first base for the play. And it's going to be caught there for out number 3 by Cross. So 1 run successful in the inning for the Hillsboro Indians, able to rack up 1 here and bring the score to 2-1 as we head into the 5th inning. 2 more innings left to go here after this. And talking about this one really going by, and it feels like just a moment ago we were leading off here in the 1st inning, and now here we are midway through in the 5th. Trey, I'm going to see if I can't happen to get a score for that Jackson-Uniota game going on right now at Sparky Howler Field. But in the meantime here, of course, also like to thank our sponsors again. Quick Stop Lube and Tire of Piketon, Clinkers Lumber and Builder Supplies, Kirchhoff Automotive, First National Bank, and Botkin Hornback Funeral Home. A lot of Pike County area businesses stepping up big here to make sure that these broadcasts are possible. And there you see him, the man, the myth, the legend, T-Fred, getting ready to make his way back to first base here in a moment. And it looks like the score is currently knotted up here at 0, Trey. It's just starting over there. It's the top of the second inning, and it looks like Uniota is batting 0-0 the score over in Jackson right now. So again, that one just starting over at Sparky Howler Field. Here, this one's been going for a minute. And of course, we got quite a few viewers watching right now. Feel free to make your presence known in the live chat as well. Who knows? I might even see the comments as I'm scrolling through.
Right.
Coming out here, 2-1 here in the top of the fifth inning.
I'll tell you what, Tiggins threw a really good game here today. They got one run, but they only have one hit. They got that run off an error, wasn't it, Hank?
Yeah. So 2-1 is the score. And leading off for Waverly is going to be Sawyer Myers, the other pitcher for Waverly. Sawyer's going to be out there to bat now. There's both Myers twins on the Tiger baseball team here, and I believe, of course, we've seen Gunner out here a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gunner had
Now Sawyer Myers.
He had the double. The ground rule double. He had a really good hit.
And he's coming up here. Discussion here at the plate. Wonder what that's all about.
I think it has to do with the substitution. I think it's what this discussion is about.
Seeing if could be some sort of technicality here, you think?
Well, I think he's just going up, just kind of tell him. I don't know what they're doing really. I think he's just telling the ump where he's going to be on the field, and I think he might be pitching. I don't know.
Well, regardless, Sawyer Myers is getting ready to come up to bat. Coming up here against Oberek. Leading off for the Tigers here in the fifth. Here's the first pitch, and it is going to be inside, called strike one. 0-1 the count. Pitch coming, and this one is going to be in for called strike two. Two nice pitches there in a row by Oberek. Brings us right away to 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch coming to close this one out possibly, and too low. Ball one.
Looked like that one hit in the dirt.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. And there's out number one. Sawyer Myers steps up to the plate, and he strikes out. Cage Alexander as we head back to the top of the rotation.
Top of the lineup now. Come on, Cage.
Cage got out twice.
Here.
2 outs here for Alexander. And comes back up here. Of course, he's 0 for 2.
Yeah. The last
here
one
to start at bat.
Was a weak ground ball to third, and they threw him out.
And here's a pitch, and this one is going to be popped up, and that got a nice bounce on it. And see if they can make the play at first base. They do.
Beat it out,
and Julerat gets it for out number one. Well, out number 2, should I say. That's the second out. And Caleb Cox stepping up here for Waverly. 2 up, 2 down for the Tigers. Only up by 1 now, 2-1. Hillsboro in the last inning getting their first run. And here comes Oberek's first pitch, and this one is going to be bunted and fouled. Shaping up here for a bunt again, Trey. 2 outs. At this point, maybe just trying to get one on base.
Well, I think if he had took that, I think that ball was going to hit him. And he kind of flinched to the side and bunted it. Foul.
Foul here. 0-1 the count. And here's the pitch, and this one's going to pop up into the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. And you seen how that bounced into the backstop, And a reminder why not only is it good that we're underneath the roof, it's good that there's a massive net that also surrounds the roof. 1-1 the count. Looks like Dina and Gallia Academy starting to pour in here. They're arriving off the buses. 2-1 the count now. Of course, that's going to be the next game here. We're going to be broadcasting that one as well. I'll be here for that one. Medina taking on Gallia Academy with roughly 7 o'clock first pitch, pending the time of this one. And looks like this one's going to be a line drive into left field.
Good play, good
See if he
play.
can get to first base. He does.
Yes.
So a single here
Good
for
hustle.
Cox.
Good hustle, Cox.
Cox on first base, able to get a base hit with 2 outs, and now a Tiger on base. Hunter Hawk coming up to bat. See what Hunter can do here to add on. See Coach Jeff Davis coming out of the dugout over here. Again, Jeff, I've worked quite a few basketball games with him, and also, of course, the voice of Waverly Tiger football. Jeff Davis, Todd, call those games. And I'll tell you a little story here as we go in between pitches here, Trey. But I did a game for one of our sister stations, WCJO. It was football. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch, and throws it to first, and he's going to stay safe. So Jeff Davis was calling the game for football for Waverly, and I went over there for an Oak Hill perspective. It was an SOC contest. Waverly's down big. It was like 41-0. Running clock in the 4th quarter. And there's going to be a pop ball into first base. And a nice catch there by Julerat, may I add, getting the play over to second base. And looks like there's going to be out number 3 in the process. So it's going to remain 2-1 here, heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. Excited, you could say, during that game, because once everyone started bringing out their backups, you know, as it gets during football with JV players. In that situation, I was excited, and Jeff always, quote, anytime he sees me, he'll find a way. I'll tell you what, because it was one of those moments. They were getting in the red zone. Oak Hill was at the 20-yard line, and Oak Hill's might score. And all I say is, by the grace of God, the Oaks are going to get in the end zone. And anytime he sees me, it's always, by the grace of God. He always finds a way to incorporate that saying in there somewhere.
Well, now the next question, since you stopped that, did they get in the end zone?
No.
No, they didn't.
In fact, they got a turnover on downs at the 10-yard line.
That happens.
It does, but either way, that's just a little bit of a story I have there about the General. And, of course, worked a couple basketball games with him during the winter. Of course, he and I did a game at Shawnee State against Manchester when I was working Piketon. And then he and I did a Western tournament game at Western against New Boston. So his record as a basketball color commentator is 1-1. 1 win, 1 loss. And talking about that win, I don't think either of us have ever seen a game quite like the one that we called there. But back to the matter at hand here. 2-1 is the score here as we get to the bottom of the 5th inning. And looks like Tegan is still on the mound right now.
I was getting ready to say. We did bring him back out, and I think that was. He's still in a good game right now. Like I said, they've only give up one run and 1 hit. I mean, if he just didn't have few walks here and there, we'd be okay.
Hoxtell batting for Hillsboro. 2-1 is the score. Hoxtell here at the plate. I believe this is his 3rd at-bat. And Hertz pitched to Hoxtell, and this one is going to be a line drive into left center, and Hoxtell will get on first. 1 swing and 1 sing. Hoxtell makes it on first base.
Like you said, this is the 3rd time through the lineup. It makes it a little bit difficult.
Hoxtell, I believe they said his name was Hunter. Is that what they just said a moment ago? Of course, that's not Oberreich. I'll check in with them here in a moment. 0-0 count, and this one is going to be
There's
swung on. It's going to be a double play here. Perhaps they get it to first.
There
and
we
yes,
go.
Sir,
Nice.
2
Good
outs.
job, guys.
Second
Good
double
job.
play for the Tigers, closing it out there by getting it to first base over to Cross.
Very nice job, guys.
But also in on that one over there in that double play, you see Myers coming back over. Of course, nice move by them to get the double play. 2 outs right away. And Hillsboro's had that happen to them a couple of times. An opportunity where it looked like they might be having something here. And then Waverly capitalizes with a big double play. Happens again.
See, that's what I kind of figured would happen the first time. Like ground ball to the shortstop like that one, and the second baseman, then the first baseman. But our catcher done it. That was really good.
Called strike 1 here. No balls, 1 strike. Joel at bat now.
Teague's still throwing some smoke out there. He's still throwing the ball pretty hard.
1-1, maybe a little too hard sometimes. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch to Jorat, and a swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 more strike, and we'll be heading into the 6th inning here, Trey, after that double play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's what we're hoping here.
See what Jorat can do to respond. 1-2 pitch coming here by Teagan.
Oh, he went.
And did he go for the swing? He did.
Yes, he did.
So they're calling that a swing, and out number 3. No runs produced, but a big double play by the Tigers, may I add, to lead us here into the 6th inning, where Waverly still has a 1-run lead, 2-1. And so overall there, Trey, another great defensive showing by the Tigers. Great hustle there to get those 2 big outs.
That was very nice. Our shortstop and second baseman are really good out there. They cover the hole pretty well. That was a really good catch by our first baseman too.
Again, heading here into the top of the 6th inning, where the score is 2-1. The Waverly Tigers with a 1-run lead over the Hillsboro Indians. See, so we got any more score updates. It is still 0-0 over at Jackson. See if we can get some score updates in that one. This one is now in the 3rd inning over there.
The Jackson game is?
Jackson is now in the 3rd inning and still scoreless, 0-0. That's as we have it right now.
What about Unioto?
That's the same Jackson's playing Unioto.
Okay.
And that's the score right now. It's 0-0 over in Jackson. 2-1, though, again, the score over here. As you see, Coach Freddie and Coach Knob talking to the umpires over here.
They're joking with the umpire a little bit.
Now, I wish someone could put a camera down there on T. Fred while he's talking about this. And the reason I say this is, can you just imagine him down there with the umpire? Now, listen here, big boy.
I'll tell you what.
Either called him big boy or big dog.
It looked to me like him and Nobby was talking about that balk that they called earlier on. Trying to figure out exactly.
Well, I guess it depends on how he's feeling down there. He may have looked at the umpire and said, come on, man, get a clue.
Well, he could have done that, too.
I've been around him too much. Heading in here in the top of the 6th inning. And here's the pitch, and this one is going to be called ball 1. At the plate for the Tigers right now is Cross. Of course, Cross had a big at-bat last time he was here, if you'll recall. He got that big triple.
He got the triple.
And here's the pitch to Cross, and this one is going to be a line drive, and it is going to be caught there by Julerant for out number 1. Lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place.
Didn't get around on that one, did he?
No, sir. And Armstrong coming up to bat. Already 1 out here for the Tigers in the 6th. Regrouping up here at the mound. Obrecht is. He's talking now. Just regrouping here with Corneli, talking things over.
Neither team's changed pitchers yet, have they?
No, of course, we thought maybe Waverly was considering it with Teagan, but as of right now, no pitching changes here in the 6th inning. See how long they last. And you see that?
Yeah.
That was an odd pitch. They call it a strike. That was an odd grounder. No
Did
balls.
They call that a strike?
See it? They called it.
That hit in the grass.
They called it a strike, though. See it? There's 0-1 the count.
Yeah.
The official called the strike. 0-1. And there's going to be a popped-up ball towards the shortstop here, and the play is going to be
there.
made to, at first base to Joel.
He got it.
And it's going to be out number 2.
No, he's safe.
Is it going to be safe?
Yep, he's
yes,
safe.
sir. So there's a base hit. All right. Able to get on first base there. Tough play at first. Able to get in, called safe. Still wondering about that last pitch a moment ago. That was an odd-looking pitch to begin with, and they called it a strike.
That hit halfway between the plate and the mound. The strike.
Braylon Spriggs coming up bat. And is there a substitution being made of some sorts down on the field? I heard him say something about Leith. 2-1 the score. As Spriggs batting for the Tigers. Up by 1. 1 out. Again, able to stay safe a moment ago. And there's a swing and a miss. Armstrong is the one on first base, by the way. 0-1 the count. Oberek pitching here against Spriggs. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This one's going to be down the middle, but goes a little low. Still inside, though, for strike 2.
Well, okay.
That did look a little low from up here, but they call it 0-2.
Looked outside to me.
No balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch, and that one's going to be a wild pitch. And there's the pass ball. And no, he is going to only stay at second base. Saw the pass ball there, Armstrong makes it to second.
Probably a good move there. Because he got to the ball a little quicker than I thought he was going to.
1-2 the count. Spriggs steps back inside. 1-2 pitch coming in a moment. 1 out here. Runner on second. And here's the pitch. And there is going to be, it's going to be low. Not necessarily a wild pitch. Looks like he did recover it, dropped it for a moment. So it is going to be ball 2. And Armstrong still at second base. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch coming. That one was high. Full count.
They called it a strike.
They called that a strike?
He struck him out.
Really? So that was out number 2. That one was a little high. And that one was just must have got the inside corner. And so it is going to be out number 2. Gunnar Myers coming up to bat for Waverly.
Come on, Gunnar. Get you another hit here.
Myers already has 1 hit to his name. Sawyer, of course, up here to bat a moment ago. His brother last inning, and he struck out. But Sawyer back here, or Gunnar, should I say. And there's the pitch, and it is for strike 1. Two-1 the score here, top of the 6th inning. Waverly up. And this one's going to be a little low and in the dirt. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Armstrong on second base. Looks like they put the duck away, Trey.
Must have give up on that philosophy.
1-1. And that one's going to be high up in the air and called foul. 1-2. Also getting a little cooler up in here. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit, and the sun's starting to go down. Overall, though, still a better day than yesterday, as we talked about a moment ago. 2 balls, 2 strikes. At least the sun was out today for this one.
For the most part.
Rain decided to pass by. Of course, there were a few dark clouds that got me a little worried, but looks like they came to pass. 2-2 pitch here to Gunnar, and looks like he gets a swing on it. Looks like he's headed to first. Armstrong at third, and looks like he is going to be called out at first base. The catch made to Jorat, and that's going to retire the Tigers for the inning. And into the bottom of the 6th inning, Waverly up here by a score of 2-1, and Hillsboro coming in here. Another opportunity to possibly cut into this Waverly lead, tie it up, see what Hillsboro can do here. Of course, making a couple hits the last couple. And it doesn't look like Tegan's still pitching here as we head into the sixth.
Hey, he's still in a good game. He's given up one run. That was basically because of a walk, and he's only given up 2 hits. I mean, he's still in a very solid game. Just a couple walks. I just wish we could get back.
And to pay some bills here, I'd like to thank our sponsors: Quick Stop Lube and Tire of Piketon, First National Bank, Botkin Hornback Funeral Home of Waverly, Kirchhoff Automotive, and Clinkers Lumber and Builder Supplies. Your sponsorship of Scioto Valley Baseball is deeply appreciated. 2-1 the score here. Again, heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. So if you're Hillsboro, I mean, what are you trying at this point, Trey? I think the biggest thing is you definitely got to get them on base. That's the obvious one right there. Got to try to work on getting runners on bases.
You got to get runners on base, and you got to try to be aggressive on the base pads. I mean, you got to try to get a run here. I don't really know. Like I said, Tegan's doing a good game. They're having trouble hitting him. Now, last inning, they hit him, but they hit right at somebody, which is good for us.
Then, of course, Waverly with that big double play again.
Yeah, that was huge.
Definitely produced 2 outs right there.
It was huge, but it wasn't as huge as the first one. Because they were starting to get a little momentum on that first one.
Designated hitter coming in here, Gavin Greer for the first time batting for the Indians.
Okay.
Greer seeing some action up here against Tegan Hurt. And the first pitch to Greer leading off the inning is going to be low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Should be. They've yet to change it up the scoreboard, but it is 1-0. And here's the pitch, and this one's going to be high, 2-0. Real high pitch there by Hurt.
I'd say if this guy gets on, I'd say we'll probably make it a change.
At that point,
give him a different look. I mean, he's
maybe it is almost time for Tegan to take a break.
He's throwing a good game, though.
Left field foul, and this one looked like they're trying to make a play on it. And this one is going to go into the patio for 2-1 count. Good hustle, though, by Waverly's infield. A few Tigers over there trying to maybe make a play on it. Couldn't, though. Just out of reach. 2-1 the count. Greer still at the plate. Still a close game, though, may I add, Trey, here in the 6th inning. Not many runs accounted for, but if we talked about earlier, not many hits either. And here's the pitch, and this one's going to be fair and into left field, and Greer is going to be at first, and that is where he is going to stay. Greer's first at-bat, and the designated hitter gets a single.
Well, here comes Nobby.
But here comes Nobby.
That's what I kind of thought. I don't know. We'll see.
Down here talking things over. Seems like the last few times. Of course.
Now he's changing.
Knob up here talking again, and bringing in another pitcher. Looks like we're having a pitching change, and coming in to pitch now. See who we got up here. Got him on my paper here. Had a pitching change. Of course, he'll have to take a second to warm up. Making a pitching change up here. Tegan Hurt is going to step out here in the 6th inning. See if we can't figure out who this pitcher is. Getting a round of applause, though, on his way out.
Well deserved.
Hurt, however, at this point, probably just needs a break. I mean, he's pitched 6 innings.
Do a very good game, though.
And here we go, pulling this up here. Getting right here, taking a second to warm up. That is Braylon, that's Spriggs. They have Spriggs. They have Humphreys as number 8 on my roster, and Spriggs as number 16.
Dylan Bender's in the game for Hillsboro.
Trying to figure this one out here as they make this pitching change, and some differences between my roster and the numbers out there. Hopefully Freddie will take just a moment to take a peek if I send that. 2-1 the score here. Taking a moment here to warm up, though.
This boy we got pitching here, he throws kind of a little bit sidearm. I like it. Lefty sidearm. Been a while since I've seen that, Hank.
Lefty sidearm.
It's not always sidearm, but it's sidearm-o.
And we'll be back here in just a moment as pitcher warming up, pitch and change here.
You've been watching the Scioto Valley Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Back here, 2-1 is the score. We got the name. It is Landon Ramey pitching for Waverly. Thanks to the PA announcer, John Bruce, there for bailing us out. 2-1 is the score. Ramey now coming in place of Tegan Hurt, and looks like here in relief, and will probably, if I didn't know better, close this one out for Waverly the next couple innings.
Let's hope.
Ramey warming up here, and again, at bat's going to be Brown. He's up to bat.
Got a guy on first, nobody out. We need to get us, another double play would be really nice.
No outs here in the 6th inning. Two-1 again to score. Waverly up by 1.
We got another sub base runner.
Also, stay tuned after this. We'll see him pouring in. After this one, roughly 7 o'clock, 6:11 the time right now. And so we're hoping at around 7 o'clock we'll have the first pitch of the the Adena Gaia Academy game be broadcasting that one as well. Looks like getting ready to resume play here.
Mm-hmm.
See how Ramey does at the mound. Zach Brown, the shortstop, up against Ramey.
Come on, Remy. Is it Ramey or Remy?
I believe it's Ramey. And here's the pitch, and this one is going to be hit, and we'll see. Makes the double play, perhaps.
Come on, get it.
And no, he will be called safe at first, Brown. However, a play made at second base for the first out.
That guy on first base pretty quick for Hillsboro.
Yes, sir, and 1 out already recorded.
They're hitting him a little easier than I thought they would.
It's like Alexander at second base. So Alexander made that play, got the out. Trying to give everyone credit where credit is due here. And here's the pitch. And this one is going to be outside, ball 1. As now batting for Hillsboro is going to be Corneli. The 1-0 pitch, Corneli, and this one is going to be popped up to Alexander. And looks like there's going to be a play at second base. He's going to be out. Ooh, a trip up there at first base. Corneli goes tumbling.
I don't know if he...
But he's all right.
Ooh, double play.
They're saying double play? Yes. Talk about a rough play there at first base.
That was a heck of a play by the first baseman. He dove for the ball.
Nice hustle there by the Tigers to retire the Indians.
Yeah, very nice.
To head into the top of the 7th inning, and still with a 2-1 lead. How about that?
I know. Very nice.
Thank you to our sponsors, Quick Stop, Lumen Tire of Piketon, First National Bank of Waverly, Botka and Hornback Funeral Home, Kirchhoff Automotive of Waverly, and also Clinkers Lumber and Builder Supplies. See if we can get any score updates on the area here. Also got score stream and a couple other things I can use here. Looks like Uniota has scored a run over Jackson. It is now 1-0 over there.
1-0.
1-0 over there, and that one is the bottom of the, let's see here. Can't really see it with my small screen and a cracked cell phone. It's the bottom of the third inning.
Bottom third.
It was the top of the third inning last time we looked, so slow third inning over there, slower tempo over there, and 1-0 is the score. Over here, viewers pouring on. Take a look. Nice look at this camera, by the way. Great camera work by our stream crew. Nice look at this beautiful new turf. Two to 1 is the score. Tigers up here to bat. See what Waverly can do here. You're up by 1 run. But maybe add some damage here. Reason being is only down by 1 run. And Hillsboro still definitely in it.
Hillsboro hit the ball pretty good last time. I mean, we just made good plays and was able to get them out. But they still have the same pitcher in there too, Hank. I think.
Looks like, yeah.
It is.
That's still Obrecht. And it looks like Obrecht going to see this one through.
Looks like he's going to finish.
And I haven't seen any Hillsboro pitchers warming up in the bullpen.
They must have a big game tomorrow or something. That must be why they're throwing him.
Hillsboro does have a game coming up here. I have their schedule. I got it here in my notes. The remaining schedule is going to be, let's see here, that's for the first pitch. See if I can find the schedule for them.
They must have a big league game coming up.
Hillsboro, they got a game on Friday at Fairfield, which that's not in their league, but still a big area game. And that's the next game that we have on the schedule for Hillsboro. 2-1 is the score, as up to bat right now for the top is going to be Sparks. Leading off here, and here's the first pitch by Obrecht, a swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Starting to get a little cold out here, Hank.
Starting to pick up. Wonder if there's a heater inside this press box. 1-1 is the count. And talking about the remaining schedule, I did find it here. Talking about the first pitch series here at VA Memorial Stadium. We'll get to it in a moment. 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch, and this one is going to be in for strike 2. The remaining schedule, Eastern Brown will be here tomorrow, another area team you're familiar with. They take on Miami Trace. And Gallia Academy in the nightcap will be back here. They play tonight and be back here tomorrow against the Chillicothe Cavaliers. 1-2 the count, and this one is going to be ball 2, 2-2.
North Adams plays here soon, don't they?
They played here yesterday, I believe yesterday. They played... Southeastern lost, I believe, 7-1. Thursday, of course, Uniota Bloom Carroll, and there's going to be a swing on it, and this one's going to go towards first base. It's going to drop and makes it on first base.
I think he had a little bit confusion there. The second baseman thought the pitcher was going to get it, and the pitcher didn't get it, and then the second baseman let it drop in front of him.
Sparks gets on first, a single there. And now Bear batting. No outs here, runner on first.
We'll see how aggressive we get on the base pads here. Got a pretty quick guy over there on first base.
Lining up the bunt. And there's a pitch. It goes outside.
He foul tipped it, I guess.
Yeah, see, he got just a little bit of it, grazed it. 0-1. On Thursday here at VA Memorial Stadium, Uniota takes on Bloom Carroll and takes on Paint Valley. And a little play here. It looks like a miscue at first base. And looks like he's going to move up to second is Sparks. Sparks now makes it on to second base.
Wait,
what's going on over here?
What was the call there?
Nonetheless, they're telling Sparks to come back. And now Knob coming out here again. Discussion with the umpires. Not really sure what that one was all about.
I'm not here because that was a pass. First baseman missed it.
Nonetheless, going to bring him right back to first base. So Sparks will remain at first. 0-1 the count. And Bear at bat. Looks over, the 0-1 pitch coming, lined up to bunt again. Steps back, and this one is going to be high for ball one. 1-1 the count. And a big factor right now for Waverly, Trey, no outs.
No outs, we got a guy on first.
1-1 and about it. But decides to stay on first.
I think the pitcher's worried about the guy on first base a little bit more than he probably should.
1-1. Noise starting to pick up here. And Bear lined up again to bunt, perhaps. This one's pitch is going to be a little low. And looks like it is going to be called ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sparks on first. Two-one pitch and a swing and a miss. Strike 2.
A little ahead of that one. Must have given him a changeup. Didn't look like it was a very hard pitch.
Aggressive swing, though, on it. However, a little too early.
There
Here's
it goes.
pitch, and this one is going to be high. And looks
He's
like
safe.
Sparks for real this time, making it to second base. And it is going to be a full count at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I think the noise is coming from us, isn't it?
Sounds like the Waverly fans
Yeah,
starting to make some
sounds
noise
like
over here.
Be nice to get us another run here. Make it 3-1.
3-2 is a count, full count, and a swing, and this one's going to be fouled. Count remains full. And here it is, and it is going to ball called strike 3. So there's out number 1. And should be going back to the top of the rotation. Cage Alexander.
Cage Alexander, come on, Gage. Get you one here.
1 out. Alexander at bat. And here's the pitch to Cage, and this one is going to be popped up high. Foul ball, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Cage Alexander at the plate for the Tigers with a 1-run lead and 1 out here in the top of the 7th and final inning.
There we
That pitch
go.
going to be low and looks like going to get to third base. Sparks now on third off the pass ball.
That's very aggressive base running there. That was good, though.
Now the third run is at third base.
Insurance run will definitely be huge right here.
Just around the corner.
Come on, Cage.
See what Alexander can do here. 1-1 pitch coming. Here it is, and a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One out here in the 7th. And here comes the pitch, and this
There
one
we
is
go.
going to be a
Very
line
nice.
drive in the right
Very nice.
center.
That's in the gap.
And
Go. He might.
looks like
That might
Sparks
be a
is gonna
homer.
get there. Is it out?
No,
it's just in the fence.
but it's.
And look at Alexander
talking about-
rounding second, heading to third. We do have one more run and slides
If
in.
he wouldn't have slid, I think he would have. I think Nobby was going to send him.
And Sparks made it home.
Very nice. Very
3-1.
nice. Very nice hit. Hit
Biggest play of the game for Cage Alexander.
for sure. Hit that right in the gap. That was perfect.
Coming through big when they needed him right there.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Makes this situation a little bit rougher if you're Hillsboro getting ready to step up to the plate. 3-1.
Change of pitchers.
And they are changing here. And the pitching change coming for the Indians. And we'll see who they bring in.
They must have been warming somebody up over there. It must have been why he called that boy out of the bullpen. I never looked down that way,
And
did you?
No, I did not. It looks like Kelch, perhaps. Looks like number 10, yes. Kelch is going to be the relief pitcher.
Is he already in the
Kelch
game?
was a substitute designated hitter.
Okay.
And Kelch is going to come in to probably finish this one out for Hillsboro. Take some time here to warm up. Brody Kelch already putting in one more run, and I think that was enough for Coach Miller to make the call for Hillsboro.
I believe it was. He threw a good game too, that boy from Hillsboro, but he just was just in there a little bit too long, I think, and kind of getting tired. And I'll tell you what, Cage, last 3 times up to bat, he hit him pretty hard. Couple ground ball outs, but he still made good contact with it, and then hit the gap right there. It's very nice.
Kelch still out here warming up, taking a little bit of time here to prepare himself. And again, thank you to our sponsors, Quick Stop Lube and Tire of Piketon, First National Bank, Botkin Hornback Funeral Home, Kirchhoff Automotive, and Clinkers Lumber and Builder Supplies of Waverly. Stay tuned again after this one, courtesy of Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram and Gal Police. The Gaia Academy Blue Devils will be here on Total Media Sports on a separate stream, so keep it locked in on the channel and keep your eyes peeled for that one. Your best bet is to subscribe to the channel, and you'll get a notification when that second stream begins. Gaia Academy taking on another Side of Valley team in the Adena Warriors. And one thing about Adena, Trey, and of course you know this, they've had some great years in baseball. And last few years have been a little rough for the Warriors, but overall they've had some very solid years. It's been since, I believe, 2018 since they captured the SVC.
Adena's had some really good athletes go through the program.
And I hear they're
I don't know about baseball or not, but basketball they did.
And I believe they're actually getting a new field.
Are they?
I believe they're playing here at Ross County Park this season. They're taking, I heard correctly, they're taking the old baseball field, which is down by Bostic Field, the football field, and they're repurposing that into a facility. They're going to put a building there, and there's going to be an out at first base. It is going to be caught by Jeweler out.
Got us another run. Nice bunt. Nice bunt.
And Cox is out. And that's going to be out number 2. And a miss, but Cage does make it home off that.
Yep.
So 4-1 is the score. Cage Alexander making it home. Sacrifice, you could say. 2 outs here for the Tigers. 4-1 is the score. And here's the pitch.
And you know how you were saying that you think that Fred's got a pitch counter?
Yeah.
He was looking at, he had something. He was looking at it in his hand just a minute ago.
I think that is what it is.
Must have been resetting it because he got a new pitcher.
And Hawk at the plate. I believe it's just as simple as with those things. They're pretty easy to use. You use it, and there's like a reset button on it if there's a new pitcher. Again, like I said earlier, I need to put that on my shopping list because, of course, in high school, you're only allowed a certain amount of pitches before you have to come out. Don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not know that. I didn't know
1 ball, 2 strike. Not sure the exact count. That is a T-Fred question, and it does take a lot, you know. So a lot of times you don't see that instance come up, but that is something that is liable to happen. 2-2 the count. That was outside for ball 2.
Now, I knew you had to give them so many days rest before they could pitch again. I did know that, but I didn't know the pitch count.
Kelch's pitch is going to be called strike 3. And that's going to lead us to the bottom of the 7th inning here. Hillsboro down by 3 runs, 4-1 in the need to step up here if they even stand a chance at survival. Waverly making some big plays defensively.
They need to get some more base runners. We just need to make them hit the ball. If we can just keep them making them hit it and not walk, don't have any walks, we'll be all right.
Talking about this song playing in the background, Hillsboro needs a hero.
Yeah.
4-1 the score. And Ramey's still out here, and he's going to be closing it out for the Tigers, looks like. Also, shout out to the concession stand here at VA Memorial Stadium. You and I are eating hot dogs here. They grill them outside here. Grilled hot dogs, grilled burgers. And if you ask me, anything is better grilled.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
And that was a really good hot dog.
That's the PA announcer. They're over next door to us. Someone over here trying to get the rosters to the PA. 4-1 the score. And up by 3 runs are the Waverly Tigers. And at this point, just got to close it out if you're Ramey.
Yes, we got those strikes. Like I said, those strikes make them hit it. We're fielding the ball really well today.
Take a little bit of time to warm up here.
I'll tell you what, he threw a great game. And good defense too. They've committed 1 error and we've committed 0.
It looks like Guy Academy has made their way in. That's a long trip down 35 to get here from Cal Police.
That's what I was thinking.
Blue Devils in the house. And Walker Pitts coming up to bat. Again after this, Adina and Guy Academy. First pitch will be at roughly 7 o'clock. Depending how this game finishes out, depends on how much time is left. Neither team has had a chance to field, of course. Ramey's pitch, and this one is going to be popped and fouled. 0-1. 0-1 to Pence. If you remember last time Pence was up here, he got quite the ovation from the Hillsboro crowd. He's the one they brought the duck out for.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you, if he's the one that brought the duck out.
Yep, they brought the duck out for him. And I believe he got a hit, too, when he was out here. 0-1 the count. And then don't forget, you want to see some high school baseball, can't make it out here tonight. There's going to be games all throughout the week, and a swing and a miss, 0-2.
Nice pitch.
Again, tomorrow night, Eastern Brown and Miami Trace. And Academy will be back here. They're making this trip 2 days in a row to take on Chillicothe. So plenty of opportunities here to watch some high school baseball at VA Memorial Stadium. And also, if you're a fan of the Paints, you'll have plenty of opportunities there as well. Total Media actually broadcasting on the radio some of those Paints broadcasts.
I can't believe how nice the field is. I mean, I can't believe it. But
it's always been a nice field, but with these renovations, it looks even better.
I know, like I say, it's my first time ever up here, though. I mean,
of course, I've been here multiple times for Paints games and for high school games. And again, I just got to admit, I love it. 2-2 the count. No outs. Is Pence at the plate for the Indians. Ramey's 2-2 pitch is coming. And this one is going to be outside for ball 3. Full count, 3-2. Down by 3 runs are the Indians. This is Lane next on the lineup. You see him warming up. Full count pitch coming. And this one is going to be swung on, and looks like it's going to be a line drive, and it's going to be caught. And that is going to be out number 1. It looks like Cage Alexander right there, the second baseman, makes the play.
Very nice play there.
And Lane coming up to the plate. And the first out here, 2 left to go for the Waverly Tigers.
See, that right there is what we need to do. We just need to throw strikes, make them hit it, or hope that they hit it and hit it to somebody, and we can get them out of here. Get them out. Because we're fielding the ball really well.
And here's the pitch, and this one is going to be popped up into left field. This one has some hang time to it, and it is going to drop. And it looks like it is going to stay just inside, but a big hit right there for the Indians as Lane will make it to second base.
Well,
he could have made it to third, but he stops at second.
As I just said that, and maybe we shouldn't let him hit it.
Lane.
Well, that's not the idea, is to get him out. But
Lane gets a double. And Luke Holland coming up to bat. Right-handed batter. More right-handers in this game than lefties.
That's pretty much it.
That's almost around the board.
That way with every
That's around the
about
board.
every team, yeah.
But when you see a lefty, it's definitely a sight to see. And there's going to be strike one. 0-1 the count.
Here comes the duck again.
Yeah, look, oh, they bring it out, and there's the duck. They just must keep this thing.
That must be the rally duck.
I wonder if it travels with them. Is it a mascot? Do they bring it to every game? I wonder now. I'm genuinely curious. This is going to be popped up the first base. Are they going to make the play? And tosses it over, and looks like Ramey cannot hold on to it. They're trying to make the play at first base, and they got runners on the corners now. As Holland makes it on the first base, and Lane at third. Showing signs of life here, only one out. And Hochstel up to the plate for a big at-bat for the Indians. Duck out, it's almost like some sort of moral support. It gets them going.
I know it does. Get us another double play here. Be nice.
Then close out the game, too, with one out.
Yep, would.
4-1 the score. Hochstel up the bat. Here's Ramey's pitch, and this one is going to be fouled. 0-1. And the duck goes out there to recover the ball. Multi-purpose. Duck slash ball boy slash mascot slash cheerleader. See how many more slashes we can add before this one's over. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and this is going to be called ball one. 1-1 the count to Hochstel. The 1-1 pitch coming. Ramey's pitch, and this one is going to be just a little high, ball two. 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. 4-1 the score. Runners on the corners for the Indians. Still a lot of work here to do. 1 out, Massa. This is still an uphill battle if you're Hillsboro, and there's a swing, and this one's going to be popped up, and it's going to be a foul ball, 2-2. That one had some hang time to it, a high foul ball. 2-2 pitch coming in just a moment, called time.
Hillsboro's done that a lot this game, haven't they?
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, and it's a factor that's continued to remain here throughout the duration of the contest. Two and two coming to Hochstel, and this one is going to be down the middle, and looks like an attempt to steal second, and Holland makes it to second base.
Stolen base and a strikeout. And 2 down now, Hank.
And coming up to bat, I believe they said his name's Hunter.
Hunter, yep.
Didn't have him originally on the lineup, but that is his name, Hunter, batting for Hillsboro. However, runners now on second and third. Lane staying on third base. Holland able to move up to second. And here's the pitch. And it's going to be high, ball one. Hunter steps out. Again, 1 ball, no strikes. He comes in. 2 outs here, may I add, Trey, at that strikeout. Just takes 1 more, and this one will be over. And this one's going to be outside, ball 2. Here's something, though. Now that they were able to steal second base, if Ramey allows a walk, they got bases loaded.
Yeah, and they tie it up. Well,
Grand slam one.
Go ahead. But yeah,
go ahead. I mean, and here's a pitch. This is going to be low. Ball 3. It's playing right in their favor at the moment.
I don't know if Nobby's thinking about taking him out after this or what.
We'll see if they keep Ramey in. If they allow a bases loaded situation, might have to reconsider things. But yes, there is 2 outs, but still, definitely not a spot you want to be in right now.
No.
And here's the 3-0 pitch, and this one is going to be caught in for strike 1.
Yep.
Able to get a strike in on that one. 3-1. Three-one pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Full count. One more strike.
Good job.
And Waverly can get out of here.
Good job. That was a very nice pitch, too.
Count is full to Hunter. And the game right here at the plate. Three balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Runners on second and third. And here comes the pitch by Ramey. And it is going to be
outside.
Outside. Bases are loaded. Base situation, and Julerat comes in the back. So it looks like they're all regrouping here. Here comes Knob. Talking things over here with Ramey at the mound. You got loaded bases at this point. And at this point, Trey, in a situation like this, no room for error.
No, you got 2 outs. Need to get a third out here. And he's going to stay with him.
Looks like
I don't think this decision is. I don't think it's a bad one.
Sticking here with Ramey. Talk things over with Knob. I think at this point, I guess the message is clean it up and let's get out of here.
Yeah, definitely.
2 outs. Julerat at the plate for Hillsboro.
Looks like he's choking up on the bat pretty good.
Ramey's pitch
There we
is going to
go.
be
Good
called
job,
in for
Ramey.
strike 1.
And already, I asked you this before. Is it Remy or Ramey?
Ramey.
Ramey. Good pitch, Ramey.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch, gets 1 strike, and a
There
swing
we
and a
go.
miss.
Nice. Very nice pitch. Another nice pitch.
Comes off of the walk situation with 2 strong pitches.
Throw a heater right here and strike him out.
And right here, 1 strike away. Bases are loaded. Right here's the game, perhaps. Ramey's pitch. Low ball 1. 1-2 to Julerat. And they bring the duck out again. 1-2. And this one's going to be outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 good pitches there by Ramey, but now it's to a 2-2 even count. Two pitch coming. Here's Ramey's pitch, and this one is going to be low, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. If they allow a walk, that does bring a run home, too.
Yeah, and that's not good.
And here's the pitch, and looks like this one's going to be fouled. Count remains full. Able to clip that one. Keeps the at-bat alive for a moment for Julerat.
They're sending the runners.
They're going all in right now.
Yeah.
Three and 2 to Julerat. Here's the pitch, and this one is going to be a walk, and that does bring a run home. Ball 4, and now it is 4-2, a 2-point game, two-run game, and Lane finally makes it home. And Greer, Gavin Greer, designated hitter, seeing another at-bat here. Greer, this is his second
hit
one.
it pretty hard last time, didn't he?
4-2 is the score. And again, off that walk, bases remain loaded.
I think he's making a
And
change here. Not sure.
No, but I do see another pitcher there in the corner. Looks like that is what they're doing.
Yep.
They're bringing him in. So it looks like we are having a pitch and change here. See who's coming in for Waverly. Talking things over. They need, with the way Ramey's been pitching here, allowed a couple walks. In a situation like this, you might want to be looking into a relief pitcher. So I think this is a good decision by Knob if this is what they're doing.
I think so too. Seems like the walks is trouble today.
4-2. Only one out away.
I think he's going to stay with Ramey.
Is Ramey still out here?
Ramey, yeah.
We had a pitcher, she saw him there a moment ago, and he looked like he was, even pitcher had glove, everything. Knob told him to go back into the dugout. And Ramey is
going to stay with him, and I
Ramey's
like the
remaining
decision. I like it.
Here's the pitch by Ramey, and this one is going to be in for strike one.
Nice pitch.
Greer at the plate. The tying runs at second and third, winning run at first, and there's going to be a swing and a miss, strike two. One more.
This is where we was last time.
Exactly. Don't get too excited just yet. 0-2.
No.
0-2. See if they can close it out this time.
Come on, Ramey.
No balls, 2 strikes to Greer. As he steps back in. Game at the plate. And the pitch coming, and this is a swing and a miss.
Strike 3, atta baby.
And the Waverly Tigers win it, 4-2.
Very nice, good win.
A little bit of a rough situation there in the 7th inning.
Now that makes us 2-1.
2-1 on the season. Takes on South Webster tomorrow, and on Friday, the Waverly Tigers will take on the Huntington Huntsmen. So congratulations to Coach Noble. Waverly Tigers here on a big win this evening. Again, a rough situation there near the end, Trey.
Yes,
bases loaded situation. So, Trey, any final thoughts before we sign off?
Very well played by the Tigers. Let's keep the good season.
Again, tomorrow.
Good luck, Tigers.
Tomorrow at South Webster, and then Friday against Huntington. So that will do us here for this one in just a moment as our people are clearing out here for a moment. So again, thank you all for coming in. One last time, thank you to our sponsors, Quick Stop Lube and Tire of Piketon, Kirchhoff Automotive, First National Bank, Bakken, Hornback Funeral Home, Kirchhoff Automotive, and Clinkers Lumber and Builder Supplies. So for Julian Villarreal, Ash Goody, and Jimmy McCormick, and for my buddy T-Dog, Trey Edwards, this is Hayden Milligan. Stay tuned for the Gang Academy Edina broadcast coming up in a separate stream. But for now, everybody have a good night and God bless.